In this video, we are going to look at numbers. Now, it's very important for you to know that there are two major types of numbers, namely real numbers and imaginary numbers. But in this video, we are not going to look at imaginary numbers, but we are going to look at real numbers. Now, what are real numbers? Real numbers are any numbers that can be plotted on the number line. So if you have a number line, 1, 2, 3, and so on, -1, -2, -3. So numbers on the right of 0 that start from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to infinite are called natural numbers. Okay, so meaning natural numbers are part of real numbers. Again, numbers on the right of 0 and those that are on the left of 0 plus 0 inclusive are called integers. So meaning integers also are part of real numbers. The numbers on the right starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to infinite are called whole numbers. So meaning whole numbers are also part of the real numbers. The numbers that are in fraction form, for example, 1/2, can also be plotted on the number line. 1/2 is same as 0.5. So 0.5 is just on the middle here, so just there. So meaning even these numbers that are in fraction form called rational numbers are also part of the real number system. What about numbers such as √2? If you calculate √2 on the calculator, you're going to see that you have 1.14142 and so on. It gives continuous non-recurring decimals. So even this set of irrational numbers is also part of the real number system. Now, come with me as I explain what each of these numbers are. Now, the first type of numbers that we're going to look at are natural numbers. Now, what are natural numbers? Natural numbers are numbers, all the numbers that are from 1 to infinite. So natural numbers are also called counting numbers because they are used for counting purposes and they begin from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to infinite. Natural numbers are denoted by the symbol n. Alright. Next, we're going to look at whole numbers. What are whole numbers? These are all positive integers from 0 to infinite. Okay, so in the first place, we said natural numbers begin from 1 to infinite. Okay? But for whole numbers, we'll just add a 0. They begin from 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to infinite. Whole numbers are denoted by the letter, capital letter W. The next type of numbers we're going to look at are integers. What are integers? So it is very important for you to know that integers are all positive and negative numbers. So all positive and negative numbers with 0 inclusively. So 0 is at the middle, and then whole numbers, first of all we said whole numbers, they begin from 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to infinite. Okay, now for integers, you also include the negative numbers on the left. So here you are going to have -1, -2, -3, -4, up to -infinite. They keep going. So this is a set of integers. So integers are all positive and negative numbers with 0 inclusive. So it is also very important to note that An integer can never be a fraction or a decimal. Finally, you need to know also that integers are denoted by the letter Z. All right. Here we have another set of numbers, another type of numbers that we're going to look at, and these are rational numbers. What are rational numbers? These are numbers that can be written as a fraction, or numbers that can be written in the form a over b, where the denominator b is not equal to 0. Because if the denominator b is equal to 0, it means this is going to be undefined. So examples of rational numbers include all fractions, all the fractions, all fractions, and also all decimals, all the decimals. Okay? All the decimals are rational. And also percentages or percentages. So this is very important for you to know. All right, the last part of numbers that we're going to look at under real numbers are irrational numbers. What are these irrational numbers? These are numbers that cannot be expressed as fractions, or these are numbers that cannot be written in the form a over b. So examples of irrational numbers include square roots of all non-perfect square numbers. So the square roots of all non-perfect square numbers are irrational. For example, root 2. Root 2 is going to give you, if you calculate this on the calculator, it's going to give you continuous non-recurring decimals, and non-recurring decimals which are continuous are irrational. So root 2 is going to give you 1.14142, and so on. So you can see that all the numbers are different and they keep on going. Another good example is root 5. It will also give you non-recurring decimals that are going to be continuous, and all of them are going to be different. So we're going to have 2.2360 and so on. Another example is pi. So the value of pi is 3.1415926 and so on. So you can see that all the numbers are different. Okay, so all these numbers that are like this are irrational numbers. They cannot be expressed in the form of a over b, or they cannot be expressed as fractions. Now, do you know that all the numbers that we've looked at can be put in hierarchy? Oh yes. So the first numbers that we're going to look at are counting numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And these numbers are called natural numbers. Okay? Natural numbers begin from 1, 2, 3, just as we've looked at. So at the bottom here, the first hierarchy is going to be for natural numbers. And natural numbers starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are counting numbers and so on. All right. The next set of numbers that we're going to have here are whole numbers. So whole numbers, we just add a 0 here, then we'll have whole numbers. Okay? Whole numbers. Just add a 0 on the natural numbers, then you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to infinite. So the next hierarchy is for whole numbers. So what it means is that we'll just add a 0 here. So meaning natural numbers are just a subset of whole numbers, or natural numbers are just made out of whole numbers. All right, in the next hierarchy, we are going to have integers. So integers, so these are whole numbers. Now for integers, we need to add or to include the negative numbers on the left. All right, so we already have the set of whole numbers, or the positive ones. So we are having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So for us to have integers, we need to include the negative numbers. Okay, the negative numbers, and so on. All right, so meaning here we have integers. So under integers, because we already have the positive side from 0 to 4, we'll just add the negative numbers in here. So we have negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. So natural numbers, whole numbers, are a subset of integers. The last hierarchy that we're going to look at is rational numbers. All right, so rational numbers include fractions. It includes percentages and decimals. So here we are going to have any percentage or any decimal or any fraction. So let's say half. We can also have negative 3. Yeah, negative 3 is rational because you can say over 1. It will be a fraction. You can also have 20%. Percentages are also rational. You can also have 0.75 and so on. All right, thank you very much for watching. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing, hit the like button and share. See you in the next video.